Mr. Dupre, would you introduce yourself? Tell us your name and your DOC number.
David Dupre, 437-808.
Yes, sir, Mr. Dupre. And do you have a parole revocation questionnaire there with you? Is there
Yes,
any
ma'am.
paperwork? Is that your signature at the bottom of that page on December 21st of 2023?
Yes, ma'am.
So according to that information, Mr. Dupre, you're not eligible for appointed counsel. You ready to proceed with the revocation hearing?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. So I'll read the allegations against you, after which you'll enter a plea of guilty or not guilty, and then we'll have a conversation about it, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
So you're accused, Mr. Dupre, of violating the conditions of your parole, specifically condition number 4. On March 31st, 2023, you were charged with domestic abuse, battery, strangulation, and felony cruelty to a juvenile by Jefferson Parish Sheriff's Office. On May 11th, 2023, you deferred your hearings. On November 30th, 2023, an amended bill was filed changing the charge to simple battery, to which you pled guilty and were ordered to have no contact with the victim in this matter unless given permission by a DCFS civil court judge. You received 6 months in the parish prison. How do you plead to violating condition number 4?
Well, I pleaded out to that.
No, I'm talking specifically just about your conditions of parole. Do you plead guilty or not guilty to violating condition number 4 of your supervision condition?
Not guilty.
Right. And lastly, condition number 10, you're $378 behind on your monthly supervision fee. How do you plead?
Not guilty.
Okay, so let's talk about condition number 4. You were going to talk to us about that. Tell us, you pled guilty to simple battery, but you pled not guilty to violating your conditions. Tell us about it.
Well, I didn't have nothing to do with that. My daughter sent in a paperwork saying that she had lied about the situation, and my daughter was never supposed to be taken out of our custody because they said she had broken ribs and fractured fingers. So once the people put her into a different family, and she wound up telling the truth that didn't happen, they wound up wanted to bring her back. But we've been trying to get help for our daughter since she's been getting in trouble. She's been breaking into houses and everything. And I told her I was about to put her in a young Marine program, and this when all this stuff took place. But we had all kinds of documents and all that stuff.
All right. So Mr. Dupre, you're saying none of that happened, but in the police report, you admit to striking your daughter with the belt 3 times.
Yes,
and
ma'am.
it says she tried to hit you with a vase, and then she did sustain injury. She had a fractured finger, broken ribs, and strangulation marks, and this was confirmed by medical records.
Yeah, no, none of that never happened. They showed all that in the court.
Well, how does the medical records are not true?
Yeah, ma'am, she went to school that day. She has a counselor at school. This took place way after she got out of school. She had a counselor that she could have reported this to. She had a friend of hers come pick her up from school and bring her to the hospital. I did not strangle my daughter or nothing like that. She picked up a vase, tried to hit me with it the day she ran away because she had got in trouble at school for talking about having sex with a guy at school in the boys' bathroom.
So there was some argument over a pair of shoes.
Yeah, that was half of the part of it. That's a story she told y'all, but that's not the real story. She got in trouble for me and her mom because she was talking about having unapproved sex in school in the boys' bathroom when we had already took her tablet and her phone away from her being in the diversion program for breaking into people's houses. If I was going to strike my daughter, did anything harmful to her, she would have been getting in trouble. I never put my hands on none of my kids. Only reason why she got disciplined that day because she picked up a vase and ran at me talking about she was about to kill me and kill herself. I have 7 other kids. Yeah, I mean, I don't discipline my kids like that at all.
So did you strike her with
if anything happened to her after that, when she got out of school, that must have been something that whoever her and that person did that to her because I never strangled her not one time. And I had the rest of the kids at the house at the time when this stuff took place.
Right.
And if she had fractured fingers, she wouldn't even be able to write while she was at school. She went through a whole day of school. That's why I'm trying to tell the people that she lied. None of this stuff never happened. I don't understand how you can write a whole day of school, you participated in PE and everything, your dance class and everything, and then you go to a hospital after you get out of school and say that this happened to you. You had somebody pick you up from school, and the girl who you were trying to go stay with and lie for you and say that this happened to you.
Now, Mr. Dupre, I don't think medical records lie. And that's why
I
I'm
know.
having trouble listening, hearing what you're saying. Your version is totally different than what the record says. So let's
know.
move on. How long have you been in jail?
I've been here a year, ma'am.
Been in jail a year. And
Yes,
where,
ma'am.
to your knowledge, where is Dazini? How do you pronounce it?
Design is Dupre. She's in her third foster care. The people been trying to get me to take the classes to get my daughter back since like a month after this happened, way last year of April or May. But I couldn't take the classes. I had a court date today. They asked me last time I went to court, did I want to get my daughter back? We told them yes. So they waiting for me to finish with this so I can start taking the classes to get her back home.
Who's waiting?
DCFS and the parenting classes.
Okay, and they don't have them there where you're at?
No, they don't have them. The judge at the juvenile place recommended that the visitations and stuff to start, but they didn't have them here. So the last time I went to court, they was asking me when I was going to be finished with this so I could start taking the parenting class so my daughter could get back, but I told them I had to go in front of the parole board.
And so let's see, you backing up a lot of time, 2033, huh?
Yes, ma'am.
So at the time that this all took place, whatever happened, were you employed?
Yes, ma'am.
And you mentioned you have 7 children, 6 or 7?
I have 6 other children. I have 6 other kids besides her.
And you're the father of all those children?
Yes, ma'am. Except the 19-year-old son.
So 6 of them are your children.
Yes, ma'am.
What are the age ranges of the 6 of your children?
23, 16. Design is 13, and I got a 11 and a 7 and an 8-month-old baby.
So where's the 19-year-old?
He stays with us.
So you have 23 and you
The
didn't mention,
23-year-old doesn't stay with us.
and 19 does?
Yes, ma'am.
19, 16, 13, 11, 7 in less than a year stay in your household, except
Yes,
for 13 right now. Designing.
Yes, ma'am.
Where's your wife today?
She's at court right now with the situations that's going on.
Explain that. Yeah, you just mentioned that they
We-
were continuing.
We had another court date today. We had another court date today for my wife. She was supposed to start bringing some paperwork so we can start taking the classes. She was out. We didn't take the classes because she was out due to having a baby at the time also, and she was having complications with the pregnancy, so she didn't ever start the classes at the time also. So she started her first class, which was yesterday. But we've been trying to get help for our daughter. That's why this procedure been going on so long with the court system, because we've been trying to give my daughter help. We've been trying to get her put on medicine since she was a kid. No one never wanted to give us any help. The schools, the diversion program, when she got arrested, she's been seeing a counselor. They ain't give us no help, but now they trying to give us some help now. She's supposed to be taking medicine, but she's not on medicine yet.
All right, I don't have any other questions on the part of my colleagues.
Mr. Dupre, have you used any drugs since you've been out?
No, sir.
You've been drug tested since you've been out.
Yes, sir.
And it's your claim that y'all had a little thing that morning. You did whip her with a belt.
Yes, sir.
Went to school, and then later that day she went to the hospital with a broken finger and broken ribs.
It happened October 16th at 11 o'clock at night. She went to sleep. She ran away from home. I called the cops. I got her back home, and we went to talking about it. So that's when that place took occurred with her picking up the vase running at me because she knows she was punished. But after that happened, I sat her down, talked to her, we talked. I told her I love her, I want the best for her. Then she went to school, she got up with her other sister, and they went to school. I didn't get a phone call till like 4 o'clock in the afternoon saying that my daughter's been taken out of our custody because she had broken ribs and fractured fingers. That was it. None of this stuff never happened.
So you think it happened at school?
She never had any broken ribs, that's the thing. Or fractured fingers, I don't know how that even must come about.
I have no further questions.
All right, is there anything you'd like to say to us to close it out for us?
Excuse me?
Is there anything you want to say to us before we make a decision?
I'm just begging that y'all show me mercy through y'all system, because I couldn't get any help here. From the reports she told the people, she admitted that she lied, she was mad, and she was ashamed of what she did, and that I got all kinds of documents from here, even from off the recorded phone that she lied. We tried to present it to the DA. They said that she was being manipulated into saying this stuff, and when she wasn't at all.
So let me ask you this, Mr. Dupre, why did you plead to simple battery? If none of this happened, why did you make that deal?
Because they didn't want to give me no help. The DA said that my daughter's being bribed into saying this. And then after that, my wife was dealing with postpartum, and I had been in here this long, and then my lawyer was like, the judge don't believe in any kind of discipline at all. Even though I did hit her with the belt because she attacked me with the vase, he said she's not going to show me any kind of mercy. So he said that you probably have a better chance going in front of the parole board. So I said that's why I just take my chance dealing with the parole board, because I had tried that twice and they kept sending me back.
Okay, Mr. Dupre, we got it. I'm gonna make a motion for executive session. Can you get a second?
I moved.
We have a second. Could you do the roll call, please?
Cheryl Renata.
Yes.
Pete Freeman.
Yes.
Jerry Lewis.
Yes.
So we have a unanimous vote, Mr. Dupre. We're going to convene an executive session for a few moments to discuss confidential matters. Stand by. We'll be right back. All right, Mr. Dupre, we're back in regular session. And this is a very difficult case. You know, the things that you are telling us aren't really reflected in the record. And so what I'm going to vote first in my vote and recommendation to my panelists is that we continue your case because I need more information. I'd like to hear from your wife. I understand you said she's taking care of some other family matters today, but we'd like to ask your parole officer to speak with her and give us a statement. We'd also like to hear from Designy's caseworker about what's going on with her. So we just need a little more information before we can make an informed decision. I realize you've been in jail a long time. We'll try to get that information as quickly as we can. So we'll see you as quickly as we can to make a decision. Your mic, y'all are on mute.
All right, there you go. Excuse me, my wife wasn't home at the time.
Well, we still want to hear from her.
Okay.
So that's my vote. I'm going to ask Mrs. Ledoux.
I'm concerned about you and your daughter in this, and I don't have enough information to make a good decision that would, that I feel comfortable with. So I'm gonna vote to continue.
Mr. Freeman.
I concur, really, we need the wife here to talk to us, tell us what happened in court today. We want to see which way it's headed, and I want to speak to the caseworker just to see what we're dealing with, because we don't really know.
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Dupre. So we're going to gather that information and we'll see you just as soon as we can.
Okay, thank you.
All right, sir.